team members.
Hotchkiss Paranormal team. We've got Daryl, which is over there at the far. Next to him is Veronica. Then we've got Christina.
Hello.
And we've got Elijah on Seth.
I'm Rebecca.
And we're part of the Paranormal Researchers Interest Group doing the interview with the Hotchkiss Paranormal.
We're excited.
Thank you for having us
Thank
come
you.
down and do so.
Thank you.
Excited to be here. So Daryl, can we start with you?
Sure.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about yourselves. Where and when did you decide to become a part of HPI, and who originally started it?
Well, it originally started with Hector Zeffirino. He's the ultimate founder of Hotchkiss Paranormal.
Awesome.
Can't really tell his story, he'll tell his own, but more or less I ended up, through my sister and Seth at the time, being close to Hector and being around him a lot, and just talking to him and stuff, we just something about it, we just clicked. We got along just perfectly. And he finally hit me up and said, "You should go along with us one time and just check it out." I was like, "Oh, I'd love to." You know, at that point in time, I'd never said anything about whether I was a skeptic or if I'd seen things myself or anything. Didn't tell him nothing. Just told him, said, "I'm objective. I'll tell you if I think you're fibbing. I'm going to tell you you're fibbing." So that's what he loved. He was like, "That's what I want."
You're basing it on truth.
If you think there's another explanation, you'll throw it out. You'll throw it out there. So that's what I want.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And that's what it came out to. I just started hanging out just for that purpose, and then I loved it. It was fantastic.
There's nothing like that connection.
And at that time, I was making really good money, and HPI needed a lot of monetary help. So I was just like, "Hey, make me a co-founder. I'll help us get some things, move you up to the next level. Let's see what we can do together." And then it started just blossoming and expanding greatly after that. We started doing a whole lot of traveling out of Colorado to Wyoming and Utah. So, but
A lot of footwork, a lot of groundwork going into getting an investigation done, it sounds like, definitely.
a lot, because we're real big. HPI has always been, anybody can walk into a house and say, "Hey, is there someone here who wants to talk to us?" Anybody can do that. Anybody with a voice recorder can do that.
Yeah.
But a true paranormal investigator or even researcher does their research. You check out the property, the building, the history.
The
And
land.
a lot of times it's the history that we really like,
Yes.
more than we do the spirits, which sounds weird as paranormal investigators. We're there to find the spirits.
Yep.
But the history, some of the history of the locations is just phenomenal.
So it could be like an outlaw that died somewhere that's still hunting a place, and you go in and you figure out maybe their personal story of what happened. They're not quite the outlaw that people portray them to be, or something else turns up in your investigations.
Yep. Well, we've followed Doc Holliday to more than one location,
Nice.
and we've gotten evidence that we believe truly is Doc Holliday. Many will say, "Can you prove it?" No, we can't. We just, through the questions, we truly believe that's who we communicated with.
On that note, does he look like he's dressed in the garb of the era?
We never got his image. All we ever got was a mist in the room that was in the
The
location.
mist
of
and
where
mostly
it's coming
the
from.
EVPs.
Right, and just certain little questions that we were, educated enough with what we looked up in history to ask, that obviously not just he would know by now,
Right.
but would be an answer he would give. So it's just,
Awesome.
I don't know, and some of it's, as a intuitive, you get the film, and you just know that's who you're talking about.
That gut instinct just kicks in. Awesome.
You just know it, Meeker's one that we've done. We've done a lot of places in Meeker. We love Meeker. Meeker has such a story.
I hear it's kind of like a hub, like a spirit hub.
It is, and it's just so cool the different places we've done in Meeker all tie to one another. Somehow their story comes together. So it's a beautiful
You get goosebumps just thinking about that, no doubt.
Excellent.
Okay, and so what piqued your personal interest into the paranormal?
Paranormal.
Just the odd occurrences around?
Just the paranormal. My whole life I've seen I've seen shadows,
Okay.
experienced deja vu, just things I couldn't explain,
Okay.
but I wanted to explain. And that's always been, is there an explanation? Can I explain that? Is it a hot and cold thing? Is it just a mist?
Scientific or otherwise kind of
Yeah,
thing.
can I disprove it? And if I can't,
Then there's something to
all right,
it.
that's pretty cool.
I like that.
Definitely.
Okay, so I understand that you have 14 years experience doing investigations. That must be a lot of footwork and long hours where you're reviewing and sorting all the footage that you guys gather in investigations. And then, of course, I understand that Hector does head up the Illinois branch, kind of we were talking about. Any thoughts on that? Can you tell us a little more about what he's doing, how he's doing out there from what you gleaned?
Well, basically, from what I've followed with him, and he's kept me quite informed on it, obviously. If you watch us closely, we have a Hotchkiss Paranormal page on
Okay.
Facebook. We also have a Hotchkiss Paranormal group on Facebook.
Okay.
And we also have on YouTube what's called Spirit State. Spirit State is also Hotchkiss Paranormal. But Hector pretty much in Illinois has already done, I believe, 3 investigations now since he's been there.
Awesome.
So he's right now it's just him and one other person, and he's trying to get more, but he wants to pique the interest out there with HPI
Absolutely.
before he starts bringing on more team members. So it's growing, kind of like we did here, slowly but surely.
The baby steps,
You
that
know,
makes sense.
so
Yeah.
we continue to expand Colorado's HPI to help create a name for Illinois' HPI.
Awesome.
And that way the whole name of HPI can spread at the same time.
And still going back and forth with the 2 branches that's going on right now, that's exciting right there.
Excellent.
So
That's,
yeah, we can cover more ground.
Oh, yes.
That is
can meet up in the middle if need be or what have you.
Well, there's
Make
been
some
already been,
investigations together.
there's
Yeah.
already been talk about us going out that direction
Mhm.
and assisting Hector with investigations.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Would you like me to take her?
Good,
Good.
good. She's just saying hi in the interview. Okay, so what is one significant encounter or occurrence that personally happened to you that you would like to share with viewers out there watching today? I'm talking like the scariest thing that's ever happened to you in the field. How did you deal with it, and how do you protect yourselves if it's really dark and demonic looking?
Well, the first one that comes to mind, and usually when anyone asks HPI what's the best piece of evidence we've caught, it's usually the first thing most of us think about. And that took place at the old firehouse in Cripple Creek.
Okay.
The stories was, the history behind it was that other people that had been in there had heard whispers and footsteps, voices, and the clattering of hoofs, horse hoofs on the floor. So that's what we were looking for. Well, the incident involved Christina and I. We both had identically the same tablets on opposite sides of one of the horse stalls, which is where they would have kept the horses, because we assumed if we wanted to try to catch the clattering of horse hoofs, obviously focus on the horse stall.
Right.
That's what our intention was. What happened was not our intention.
Now, is there, excuse the interruption, but is there also a video clip or anything like that that if a viewer wanted to see it, they can go to?
Yes. You can find that video clip. The easiest place to find it is on YouTube on Spirit State. You go there and you can select on it. It's called the Dark Mask video because it's exactly what it is. So it's named for what it is.
I have to admit, I'm gonna go check that out too.
But basically, the experiment turned out totally different from what we planned on. We were hoping that one or the other would catch hoof prints and the other would catch movement or something. Is what we were hoping from 2 different cameras, or 2 of the same cameras in different locations. And what actually was caught was Chris caught on her camera an orb that manifested right in the middle of the view. It didn't come in, it just manifested in the view. On my camera, you can hear her go, and right when you hear that, you will see a large black mass that swirls across the floor and out of view. And it's just the fact that my camera caught the black mass or entity, and her camera only caught the orb.
Mhm.
So we asked for the longest time, because we have friends with Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters, Dustin Parade, Zach Baggins, we have friends with some of them.
Okay.
And we sent the video off and had it told you, just check it out. Tell us what you think. And we heard back, and they said they stripped the video down as much as they could to try to get through the mass. They couldn't.
Yikes.
Whatever it was never ending. It was just infinite black.
Does that
That's it.
mean it was something of a demonic nature, or is it somebody that could have
The-
been killed back then?
When we met John Zaffis in Loveland, Colorado, we introduced the video to him, showed him the video, and asked, could you please give us your insight? As soon as he watched the video, he said, I can tell you exactly what happened. Your sister's camera caught what I would determine as being someone's guardian angel that was there. That manifested seconds before the black entity, which would be a demonic entity, produced itself. And in turn, the angel would have pushed off the entity out of danger from the light. Because
Basically
that's
going,
my belief.
I don't think so.
Nice.
Right, because that's my belief.
Yes.
The guardian angel knew it was about to manifest and came into view, and because it was there, the mask had to move and leave, or chose to.
Had
I
it
don't
not
believe.
manifested, do you think there could have been like a possession that could have happened in a case
Probably
like
not
that?
probably not a possession. Most of the people in HPI in our group are extremely strong in one way or another. We have mediums, psychics, I'm extreme intuitive, lots of protection from what I'm told. And we have a Dakar that's on our team, so
Any recommendations if somebody's going through something like that they could have your team come in and exercise that, or any advice to protect themselves?
yes, we've done several cleansings.
Okay.
So there's been several people we've reached out with that have reached out to us for help that we've been involved with and
Awesome.
help them move something out of their home, away from them. Unfortunately, we've ran across a few that kind of personally manifested their own problems and continue to bring it back. And at that point,
Kind of like negativity
there's
feeding on
nothing that
negativity.
we can really do if they're truly doing it for attention. We can't. There's nothing to do with it.
Okay. Awesome.
Excellent.
Definitely that helps. So if anybody out there's needing assistance with something like that, you can definitely get a hold of them for that help.
Yeah, we're totally discreet. Yes, we love putting stuff on Facebook. We love it. I mean, that's our fan base.
Amen.
But there have been many times that we do investigations that the homeowners or the people have told us, do not put anything on Facebook. We don't. And the public will never know about it. All they're gonna know is, we had an investigation, that's another notch on our belt. Where it was, none of their business.
So discretion of the client. A lot of people will feel
We
better
have,
with that.
we have one coming
definitely.
up next month
Next
that
month.
we're not recording, it will not be live, but we will be there, and it's gonna take all hands on deck to face what's there, so.
Okay.
And, also, if somebody needs to reach out and you can't get to them right away, I do know how to do remote protection.
Okay.
Just one day, I thought, well, if I can do remote readings, I could probably, because we had a home that kept saying, we need you here now, we need you here now. The weather was terrible, we couldn't get to Denver. And so I said, well, I can do that, I could probably do remote protection, and so I did it and everything, and then we got a hold of them and said, how does it feel different, does it feel better? And they said, yeah, absolutely. So we kind of kept it at bay until we could physically get there and do that, so.
Okay, excellent.
That's definitely some reassurance and comforting vibes right there for people that's going through stuff. And what would you say if they're afraid to come out and really say what's going on? Would you say it's okay? You know?
Send us an email,
Okay.
send us an anonymous email or whatever, if you
And
wanna
where
do.
can they send that email?
To djray1440@gmail.
Okay.
Feel free to send one. You can leave it anonymous, from an anonymous web email, whatever you wanna do. We'll read it, we'll discuss it. If you leave a phone number, we'll gladly call you back. There is nothing that is too unusual or weird that we haven't already dealt with.
A lot of people feel like, oh, if I come out, I'm being judged. So right there, you can tell you're not going to be judged. They're going to help you. This is the real deal. Okay, so on another note, what is the gathering that is taking place tomorrow, and where can our interested viewers find you if they would like to ask you more questions?
The gathering is a brainchild that I had about 2 years ago. Back in the past, HPI involved itself with haunted houses, and just a spoiler, we will be getting back into haunted houses again.
Yay!
Nice.
I remember. I do remember helping out with some of the haunted houses that you guys had and stuff
Haunted
like that.
houses is our love and our forte. The gathering is something that we need, that society needs.
Amen. Everybody
I
comes
agree
together.
with that.
Yes, definitely.
Basically, I was looking for something that we could do to group people together. I wanted paranormal groups to get together. I had heard across the country of paracons that were starting to start up,
Yes.
about like Comic-Cons, and I wanted more. It was like, I don't want to just segregate paranormal groups. I want all oddities and entities.
All aspects of.
Anything paranormal and spiritual, let's all get together. We all got a story to tell.
Exactly.
So we have paranormal, we have spiritual, metaphysical, rock and stone shops, we have Reiki masters, card readers, palm readers, mediums, psychics, clairvoyants. You know, we have invited the Indians if they would like to show up in prayer. They're welcome.
That would be an awesome
That would
thing
be
to
awesome.
see. And the flutes and all that, I hear is something
Yeah,
else.
it's open to anyone.
So right there, everybody, you have your invite if you're of the spiritual. Come on down and see them.
And it's projected to get so big that this is not probably, this is the last year that HPI will hold the gathering in Belton. From now on, the gathering will be homed out of the Grand Mesa Event Center in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Okay.
Because it is large enough to do whatever this explodes into. So we're projecting it to become huge. And that was my whole dream, was I can go to Denver anytime to do things. Everything big is in Denver.
Yeah.
Everything big is in Salt Lake City. Everything big is in Colorado Springs. There's nothing on the western slope of Colorado to call our own. That's ours. So let's start something, let's make something. So we did. We brought it up and decided, you know what? Let's let it explode, let's let it grow. Let's invite spiritual conversations with Don, add him to the header, and let it continue to grow to and see what it can become.
I'm going to have to step out for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and let Becca take the reins still and stuff like that. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow, and we'll go from there. I've got to do a quick errand, and we'll go from there. So I want to say thank you, Chris. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, DJ.
Of course.
And we'll see you guys on the next go-round. There we go.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, have a good one. We'll see you on the next go-round.
Okay. So yeah, as for the gathering, it was a brainchild of mine. The club backed me 100%. They loved the idea. And we went with it, took a shot at it, and it's been fun. This is only our second year, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Yes.
I think tomorrow's going to be just an absolute beautiful day.
And it's my team's first year being there, but I'm excited to see what all you've done this year. And like you said, looking forward to next year with that bigger venue. We hope to be a part of that as well. But this year, it's a blessing to be here with you guys doing this, as well as being a part of the event tomorrow. Super exciting.
Oh yes.
So definitely inviting everyone to come down and see us and ask any questions that you might have, take part in all the festivities and spiritual healing there. I do have another question for the group. Is there any thoughts on where you'd like to see HPI head in the next few years?
Continuing it to grow, and we've met so many kind people and turned into family, and so just continuing to grow and learn more from everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would absolutely love for HPI within the next 2 to 3 years to become a household name and just be known. That's it. Not just in the community, but as a helping hand of the community.
And I have it on good account that you've not only done like interviews, you've had KJCT 8 News with you folks on a ride along. You've been in broadcasting on radio and TV. This is going to be some exciting moments and memories for the group as well.
Yep, we've got really good friends in the media.
You guys have been on television too.
Yeah, Mary and Chris, they follow us all the time. Great
Awesome.
people.
Yes.
KGCT8 has followed us several times. When we investigated Melrose, they went live with us there.
Awesome.
They got highly spooked and came out of the basement really quick.
That's for the record books.
So yeah, the media has been a huge help. They've really helped back us up quite a bit.
Possibility that they might be at the gathering tomorrow?
Don't know. I haven't heard from them yet.
Okay.
We
Keep our fingers
reached out.
crossed.
We reached out to them and called them, and they said they would see that they could do. Chris and Mary did promote it on their morning show, so it was promoted by them on their morning show.
So there's that
which
potential?
they always do. They're awesome.
Yes.
But we'll just have to see. I would love to see KJCT pop their head up there. It'd be fantastic to see them.
It would be, definitely. So
Not
if you're
just-
listening, come on down.
Not just for us, but for Bell Heddles and for the city of Delta.
Yes.
Would be great.
Absolutely. The more the merrier, definitely.
Right? We might be Delta, but we do exist.
Exactly. Come take a dance on the wild side, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Veronica, this one is for you. How is it being a part of HPI? Is it hard sometimes balancing between home life and paranormal investigations?
It is, because I'm the mother of actress of Moreno and the wife of Deborah Harper, so I'm right in the middle, and then I work alongside my sister-in-law. So it's just a family, but it is, I've been studying a lot in my, with my medium friend, because I'm a medium, and I've been seeing a lot since I was very young. But back in that time, I had to like kind of hide it and not welcome it. But I've been allowing it to come out a lot more. But it is very hard to do that and then be a mother and a wife and working out and then put that aside and then you're just the wife or the mom. So it is pretty difficult, but it's exciting.
Absolutely. I like how you do that, the balancing between the two. I mean, being paranormal and just normal everyday life is difficult enough, you know, and you've got some wild events that's happened and memories.
Yes,
It's
very
just
much.
awesome.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you.
So, do you have any advice for our female viewers out there that may be hesitant to step outside of their comfort zone into the eerie, some of whom may have psychic abilities and be afraid to come out about it?
You know, you asked me that earlier, and I couldn't help but not be a little afraid of it because to me it was not a gift. It was not a gift in the beginning. But then there's so many of us out here that if you have any questions, you know, you could come and ask us. And it is scary. It is very scary. But you just, with people that has been experienced in this, it'll work out. You know, we will help it be a little easier. What do you think, Chris?
It's more about, I think in the beginning you really don't know what's going on. Then once you understand more about what's happening, that just kind of evolves. The more you work with it, everything it just evolves into more. And nobody knows everything, and there's always more to learn.
Absolutely.
And
Keeping up
we're here to
mindset.
help. You can reach out to any of us, and talk to us privately, whatever. If you're worried, we don't, we said, we're very private, if you want it that way. If you want us to tell, we'll share it. But if you wanna reach out just to learn anything, that's what we're here for, too.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, Knoxville Paranormal Investigators is and always will be a safe space.
Yes. And that's what people need, because they're coming to you with things that a lot of people judge about, oh, you're crazy, and it's not always the case. As you guys know from experience, we've been healed and dealing with some really dark things. So definitely keeping a lot of that out of the media, because you know how some things get blown out of proportion, is a safe place for people.
Yes.
Yes.
And on a lighter note, what is your favorite mover that's happened out in the field?
Oh, boy. Well, there's so many. I think probably my favorite would have to be with my sister Betsy. We were in Uray, we were trying to film, and we were trying to go live, and she had an itchy throat or a dry spot in her throat, so she couldn't stop coughing, but she was trying really hard to. But every time Hector would turn the camera on and go, all right, HPI Nation, we're ready to roll, all of a sudden she'd start hacking and coughing. And he'd hold on, because you couldn't hear what he was saying while she was hacking.
Oh,
So he'd
goodness.
say, sorry, hold on, and she would stop, and he'd go, all right, I think we're good. So we're gonna head down, so she'd start coughing again, and this went on for probably about 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Oh,
Of
goodness.
just start, stop, and Hector finally turned around and goes, are you done yet? And she, I'm so sorry. She finally walked outside and we finally got to start, but it was so funny that every time you went to open his mouth, that's when she coughed.
Oh my god, it's like perfect timing.
And I even asked her, I was like, did you do that on purpose? She goes, no, I feel horrible.
How about yours? I think it's the same one, just because I'm really trying to think of other ones. And I know there have been some, but I think that's the best one. Because that happened often, because when she was in the hospital, she got a trach cleared.
Uh-huh.
And so her throat was always irritated.
Right.
And so she was always clearing her throat and doing that. I'm surprised we haven't got that. We haven't caught that. We will.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
gonna be around and we're gonna catch it and we're gonna
Oh,
go,
yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah, we're
That
gonna
was
catch
spooky.
I think we're gonna hear that from the spirit side. We're gonna hear
They're
that,
not gonna let you
that
forget.
hack and cough and be like, "Pee-pee's here."
Pee-pee's here.
Yeah.
Was there any time like with an ironing board at an investigation?
Oh yeah, that would be probably Hector's favorite time. And
Ah.
that's when Ethan got the shit scared out of him.
That was fun.
Yeah, he opened up a closet in a dark room with only a tiny flashlight is all he had. He opened the door and it came out at him. He screamed like the dude with the spider on his face from Home Alone and freaked out about peeing himself.
Oh,
And it was
man.
just an ironing board, but he thought that was it, his life was over.
Dead.
Okay. I bet it would be a lot of stuff you could compile with viewers to share. Some things maybe not, but some things, oh my gosh, I would love to see compilations of that. That would be awesome.
Yep.
Definitely. Okay, and Christina, tell us a little bit about what you do in your own words, if you can. And how can people contact you?
So Christina Varenai, that's how you find me. Varenai. And I also have a page, Christina B, that's attached to that page.
Okay.
So I started out with HPI, that's what got all this going. My sister, Patsy, that has passed on, and Seth, we're doing that with Hector. And then they're like, hey, we're doing this. I'm like, I want to go. So, well, let me ask. And Hector's like, heck yeah. So I just started going. The first one we went on was a house in Delta here.
Okay.
And I always had things happen. Didn't really explain it, but I've always been into watching like the ghost shows and all that kind of stuff. And so we went to this house for the first investigation. And I got stuff, and I'm like, that's the first time that's happened. I can always feel stuff when we went by houses. It's like, I want to see what's in there, just feelings from homes. I can always get feelings from people, and then people will be like, oh, I don't have a good feeling about a person. People will tell me, oh, that's, know, that's, I know them and they're okay, and they come to find out later, my feelings were right, and stuff like that, so, you just become to trust that over time. I guess the sooner you're aware of that, then you start building on that and learning, the more you start trusting yourself. I also help teach people how to use ability. I do 2 different kinds of oracle card readings, and I do spirit readings. I usually don't do spirit readings for parties because there's just too much, like, I guess, agitated energy, really, too busy energy to really get people to come across in a good way. And I'm not saying that's in a bad way either,
Right.
but to where it's good for the person getting the reading.
So more like a one.
I don't think it would be fair, yes. It would be one-on-one, I can do groups too,
Okay.
but not like in a party atmosphere. Party atmosphere, I do readings, I can even do energy stuff, and everything, but, I kinda keep that, the spirit connection when it's not such a party, and crazy energy atmosphere, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anyone, needs guidance or information as far as developing abilities, I have over 10 years. I have thousands of hours I've done books, I've read books, many books. I've done training through different people. I've done a couple of trainings through James Brown PRIG, and just a lot of just working with people. I've done, I don't even know how many, I haven't even counted them, how many readings I've done for people. I started out doing them all the time with family to practice, close friends, stuff like that. So reach out if you need to. If you need to understand more, I'm happy to help. And like I said, we're all here happy to help. But I do also do a lot on my own too, so.
And I can attest from a personal reading with her in the past, an oracle reading, and Seth was there as well. And she does really good, surprisingly hitting it on the head. A lot of people might be skeptic, but let me tell you, if you talk with this lady, you are gonna figure out different vibrations. It's gonna be a unique experience.
And I do intuitive too, so that means like if you're really kind of in a spot where you're just like, I really don't know what to do, I will talk with you, spend time with you, and you don't have to tell me a lot of information, but I kind of just want to know what you want from the reading. And as we talk, then like I said, I get that download, and then I just share all that information. 'Cause none of that's for me. So if you're out there and you get stuff, kind of pay attention where you're at the moment. If you're getting information from something, or if you hear things and you don't know what it is, write it in. That is the biggest thing you can do, is write it down. What are you getting? What did you hear? Write it down. And then go back and think, okay, what was I doing at this time? And that kind of helps you.
So like if you get numbers 9/11 coming up, since that frequently, recently passed, I hear they have to do a spirituality. There's different ways you can take that. So if people have numbers that repeatedly come up,
Yes.
pay attention to those numbers.
Yes, pay attention to those numbers. Sometimes you can, from my experience dealing with other people, sometimes you can wish that those numbers actually mean something because you're wanting it to mean that. But it's actually paying attention to when those numbers came to you. Are you going through something at that time? And I can pretty much attest that 99% of the time that is going to relate to something that you're going through at the moment. Or connect you to something you're really waiting for an answer for. Or give you guidance into what, okay, this is where I should be going.
So it could be your guiding spirit giving you a message.
Yes.
Open yourself up and pay attention.
Yes, and I myself pay attention to all the numbers I see, even if it's 4 different numbers. If I see 1298 and I get a feeling at that moment, oh, that means something. I will look up what that means, 1298 or whatever. And yeah, you can look it right up on your phone.
Numerology.
So, numerology, I know a little bit about numerology. And basically, if anyone wants a numerology reading, I will offer those for nothing. So reach out to me, Facebook page, on either one. I will offer those for free just because I'm still learning. But numerology is basically, you get people's birthdays, you add up all their numbers, and all those numbers have meaning. And that's kind of just the basics of how that works. I would offer those for nothing just because I'm still learning about the numerology part, so.
Always advancing. So what kind of pricing do you charge, just for interested viewers out there, for your readings and things?
So if, cleansings we do together, I do some people I know personally that I've been doing for a while, I don't charge for those. I don't ever charge to do cleansings, I do not charge to do healings. I just don't feel, to me, I don't feel I should charge for it, I just don't. My card readings, energy, any of that, or not energy, sorry, card readings or my spirit connections and all that, I do charge $60 per reading.
Okay.
And I usually allow up to an hour for that. When I do special events, like we're getting to do the gathering, I usually charge half price and I try to keep it 15 to 20 minutes each. Just because we're trying to get all the people in.
Absolutely.
If I do parties, I do 60 an hour.
Okay.
I did charge more, but I just feel like I'm gonna keep it all at 60 to make it easy. So people say, well, you charge 60 for anything other than cleansings or that, because to me, that's volunteer work. I don't feel right about going to someone's house and doing a cleansing and charging them. I will take donations if somebody's like, thanks for coming out. Now, if I had to drive like to Denver or something, I might say, yeah, do you mind donating some gas or whatever, but even that I can usually afford that, so.
And that's a sensible request, because gas prices are more than
Yes.
that these days.
Yeah, so.
Okay, that's fair enough. And you are invited as well to put that up on our page. If you'd like, reach out that way anytime. More than happy to have that for anything you guys
I'll
want to
share
share.
both those
that'd be
links,
great.
yeah. Great.
So, absolutely. Excited with that. And would you like to share what the strangest experience is you remember having on a scale of 1 to 10? How scary would you rate it being?
I didn't get scared a lot when I was a kid, really. I mean, Ian and I always liked scary and horror movies and all that. I remember one time I was sneaking in my grandma's room. We all lived together. We all lived with her. And I knew where she kept her candy stash.
Oh,
And it was right by her bed, and those little doors that open, or it was either a door or a drawer. And I was pretty small then. But I remember going to sneak in there, reach in there, and this big white light came up, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. And I just remember running away and said, that's it. And I never, ever tried to sneak in there again.
cool.
So I kind of have a feeling, I don't know if my brother Daryl feels the same way, but I feel like that came from that side of the family. I feel like that came from, whether it's Selby, and I know there's other names back then, I have like a whole history on there, but I think that came from that.
According to our family history, we had a grandfather at one time that was known by the family that could dance the doll. And it was a doll with just brass rivets for the joints, like the old ones you'd see that was on strings.
Yeah,
His didn't have any strings.
and it would
And
move.
he would meditate and move his hand and the doll would stand and he'd dance the doll without any strings.
Wow.
So we believe that all of our abilities came from that bloodline.
That's awesome. So what are your thoughts on like telepathic things?
I think anything's possible. I think there's so much we don't know about the brain. I think we're fully capable of healing ourselves and others. I think we just have not gotten to a point where it's happened for that. I think, honestly, a lot of that has been hidden from us for many, many, many moons. And it's all coming back out again.
We're reaching that point.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, just like anything out there, there's good and bad to it. If the bad can use it, that's not good either.
Right.
So all of us that use it for good, hopefully we can
Somehow override
spread
that,
that, yeah.
too. Good
Yeah.
karma, good vibrations back out to the
Yep.
universe.
I heard one time, a long time ago, that the human brain is like the steam locomotive. Capable of so much that we can't even fathom.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point in time, humanity is using 1 ounce of coal at a time.
Uh-huh.
Just enough to get done what we think we're capable of.
Yep.
But what if we went to 2 ounces, and then 3 ounces,
That's a
and
good
then
thought.
4 ounces? how much further and faster would that turn move?
To have your full capabilities, your full capacity.
We're just
That would be
barely
exciting.
scratching the surface of what our own minds is capable of.
Like maybe if we're lucky at 10% of the 100%, roughly, give or take.
Right, scientists claim, I don't know if the numbers are accurate, but scientists claim that if we're using 1% of our brain power, then psychics are using about 1.5.
Uh-huh.
And your geniuses that can solve the largest math problems in seconds are using 2. If that's only 2%, what can we do if we reach 5 or 10?
That's an exciting thought when you put it to that perspective, definitely. I would love to see what we could come up with.
You know, but our spirituality is what's going to give us the barrier to be able to detain that type of use and power.
That's probably why they tried to shut
Greed
people
can't
down a long time ago. When you start doing that, oh, it's a witch, it's bad, you know, so all these things.
Yeah, greed can't
Well, I think
solve it,
it's-
money can't solve it, science can't solve it.
Definitely.
It's spirituality from within, your chakras can control that. Nothing else can.
I think some of it's fear, was fear too,
Yes.
is not understanding, not wanting to understand that this is our belief and this is not okay, and,
Back in the day, you see somebody stick their hand out and the cut goes into their hand, you're going, witch!
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what do
exactly.
they usually do? They would,
Yeah.
you know, burn them or stone them to death,
Right.
all these things they would
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were afraid of it. It
Yeah.
was fear.
Instead of
But we
taking
don't know.
time to understand or
Yeah.
talking to them to find out why is this happening, those kind of things. Definitely. I do agree with you. I think we're opening more to a spiritual type evolution in our lives, and you can see that.
Oh yeah, most all psychics, mediums, clairvoyants, all agree that there's a huge awakening happening.
Yes.
very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, and would you agree or disagree that full moon nights and Halloween are great times to contact the other side, and why? And do you have any personal advice to beginners out there in regards to protecting themselves from the unknown?
Biggest thing about protecting yourself that I feel, just because I've been blessed apparently with massive protection. I've had several psychics read me, and they've said you have lots of protection. It's either you have no fear, which I know I do. There's times I'm not fearful of and scared of,
Right.
but I truly believe that it's within every single person to ward off anything by not allowing it. Simply willing it and not allowing it any context with you is the first best step to protecting yourself.
And believing in yourself and that protection, having faith in that ability and
Just
not wavering.
making it stern, and you are not allowed. This is my space, my bubble. You're not allowed to stay away from me, period. And that's your first part of the defense.
You know that you are in control of your body, your space, your area, and you can protect yourself. And there is energetic protections you can do too.
Okay. Is it like calling up the white light to protect you?
No, it's actually like the blue flame on a gas, like on a gas stove.
Okay.
That blue looking.
Uh-huh.
You imagine that color, and you, when people first started, it's a little easier if you close your eyes and imagine, and actually use your hands and protect. You know, just imagine that covering yourself in that blue light for 90%.
Okay.
And protect yourself when you're doing things. Like me, it's there. I go, okay, it's time, and boom. But when you're first doing it, I mean, if you do it and you believe it, you can feel it.
Okay.
I do people can try this, I do this, I've done this with a couple kids and stuff. If you hold your hands up, so you're gonna do this with me.
Okay.
Okay, and you're just gonna hold your hands.
Just like
Okay,
this?
and then, nope, just like this together, like they're facing each other.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're just gonna think like, okay, we know there's energy, you're gonna act like you're trying to make a ball.
Okay.
You're gonna pretend like there's either Play-Doh in the middle or whatever, okay? And you're just gonna act like you're making a circle, like a ball, a sphere, okay? And I'm gonna stop back here again, and now just start pushing in and out. And what do you feel in them?
It kind of reminds you of like the force between magnets. You feel like there's a force.
Yep, and you, so you feel that energy in there you're making.
Yes.
So you're making an energy ball,
Nice.
okay? And this is what I'm talking about, when you make that energy, then you can take that energy and you can imagine that color and just cover your whole body with that. So if that little practice helps, feel that. I've done that with little kids and they're like, wow, I can really feel it, and you do, and my fingers in that tingly and all that, and that's just working with energy.
All the way like in your palm.
All have that, everything has energy, and we all work with
I
it,
Kata
so.
did that with me too, when she found out I had brain knots in my fingers.
Uh-huh.
This Kata was like, sure. She goes, this will help when it's cold. And she goes, I need you to grab your hands and hold them like this. And she goes, now I need you to picture the flame on the candle.
Okay.
Now envision that flame inside your hands. And just really, really think about it, that heat and that flame inside your hands. And she goes, now how do your hands feel? It's warm. And she goes, yeah. She goes, so you have the heat now warm in your hands when there is no heat. But there is because you feel it.
Wow.
As soon as I opened my
That is
hands, when
That's
I
energy,
opened my
yeah.
hands, I was all, wow, that is crazy. They're not cold anymore. She's like, you know what? It's like,
So for our viewers out there, give it a try. Try it yourselves.
Yes.
And, you know, put it to the
yes,
test.
it's the
See what
power
we're
of
talking about.
manifestation. Everyone's heard the term, see it, think it, believe it.
Yes.
Okay? That's manifestation. It's not witchcraft, it's manifestation.
Yeah.
If you see it in the mind's eye, you think it, and then you fully believe it, you can manifest it.
Anything
It
is
will
possible.
manifest. It will happen. You know, most people I tell them that, they're like, I've done that so many times, and
Even if you're bad
I've yet to get a $5 bill.
Who's those
I've yet to get a $5 bill in my hand, and it's like, it doesn't work like that.
Like that.
But I wish it did.
You
We'd have
can't
millions
make
of
a $5
dollars.
bill appear in your hand. But if you manifest strong enough, then what's gonna happen is you're gonna work that extra half hour longer one day, and you're gonna make an extra $5. So then the universe is going, hey, I made you $5.
There you go.
You manifested and I put it there.
The effort. There you go. Okay, so we are having this interview, as all of you probably guessed, Friday the 13th. Many think it's a tradition wrapped in taboo. What are your personal thoughts on that?
I think Friday the 13th, first off, I'm pagan. So Friday the 13th is a celebration. It's a lucky number. There's so many things that revolve around the 13th. Many will tell you and believe that there should be 13 months in a year. If there's 13 months in a year, we would have exactly the same amount of days every month. They would not alternate and change. We have 13 cycles. You know, so there's such magic in 13, but somewhere along the line, we were led to believe 13 was an unlucky, unholy number.
Again, kind of like what we're talking about being against this kind of thing. A lot of them try to debunk what they don't want to face, what they fear, the unknown.
Fear and control of the unknown.
Okay, so I have one last question for the group before we wrap things up. Would it be possible for your team and mine to do a future collaboration together on a paranormal investigation? Because my team and I would absolutely love for you to join us tonight on investigation.
Oh, yes.
We're like, yes.
Yeah, that was a hands down, the first moment you and Seth brought it up. I mentioned it to Hector, and he was like, oh, I'm not fine about it. It's not really my choice, because I'm in Illinois. He goes, but I would say yes. We always welcome other teams to go with us and experience with us, always.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying, we're always open. Yeah,
Gotta
learn
learn from each other.
Exactly.
Yep, every team has a different method, and it's something some way you guys do could click with some way we do and make it a whole.
Absolutely.
It's just, that's the way it works.
And figuring out different things, you might pick up one thing in your investigation, we get something different, put it together, this is our findings or results.
That's how such a beautiful marriage between spiritual conversations with Dawn and HPI happened.
Absolutely.
investigated with them one time, and we were family since. It's just,
And I'm excited to have the opportunity tomorrow to be able to meet some of these people, including Kendra. That does like regressions, I understand. I'm very curious about that and palm readings. So it's gonna be a perfect opportunity
we
again.
have singing bowls and everything I mentioned before. It's just, I really believe it's gonna be extremely magical this year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Okay, great. So we'll both have booths set up at the gathering tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Bill Heddle's Rec Center, located at 531 North Palmer Street in Delta. So come on by and see us, and remember, you heard it here first. Until next time, when the Erie becomes reality, we'll see you then, and hope you have a great day. Love, light, and peace.
Thank
Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Yep, thank you. Thank you, sweetie.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.